Welcome. Today we begin a journey into the serene world of container gardening with Japanese style. In this peaceful practice, beauty isn't confined to the ground. It blossoms in pots. Each vessel, each plant, becomes a quiet poem. Whether you live in a small apartment or have a modest patio, this is your guide to crafting a soulful Japanese container garden. In a Japanese container garden, the pot is as important as the plant. Clay, stone, or aged ceramic, each container tells a story. Think of them as miniature landscapes. Their color, texture, and form should harmonize with the nature they hold. A mossy bowl becomes a cradle for stillness. A worn urn becomes a mountain beneath a maple's leaves. Start with simplicity. Choose 1 or 2 pots. To begin your small space gardening journey, place them where light spills softly, near a quiet wall, or tucked beside a bamboo screen. Let your first plant be humble: a fern, a moss, or a dwarf pine. Japanese style honors restraint. Even a single pot can hold infinite beauty. The shape of your pot matters. Wide, shallow dishes evoke calm, ideal for moss and pebbles. Tall, narrow pots create height and drama, perfect for upright grasses or small evergreens. This balance between upward and grounded forms is the foundation of elegant pot plant ideas. In Japanese tradition, use gravel to soften the base. White gravel brings purity. Gray stone offers neutrality. Dark volcanic grit feels ancient. In Japanese container gardens, gravel is not filler. It's frame, canvas, and silence. It holds the pot in place and echoes the stillness of Zen dry landscapes. Now, introduce asymmetry. Avoid placing pots in neat rows. Instead, stagger them. Let one pot lean slightly forward. Let another peek from behind a rock. This layout mimics nature. Imperfect, organic, alive, small space gardening is not about symmetry, but subtle flow. Water brings reflection. Consider adding a shallow bowl filled with water. Place it beside your main container. Let fallen leaves float. Let light ripple across the surface. In a Japanese container garden, still water becomes sky, memory, and mirror all at once. Choose plants that whisper, not shout. Japanese pot plant ideas often include soft ferns, delicate maples, slender bamboo, or moss that hugs the soil. These plants do not demand. They invite. They draw you in gently, like a quiet flute in a forest clearing. Add one stone, just one, a flat rock beside the pot, or nestled among roots, adds grounding. In Japanese design, stones are not ornaments, they are presences. They represent permanence and the slow rhythm of earth. A single stone can balance an entire container scene. Place your garden where you sit, a windowsill, a doorstep, a balcony corner. Small space gardening brings nature to where you live. When you open your eyes in the morning, let the first thing you see be a plant unfurling. Let it remind you to breathe slowly. Use elevation. Try setting one pot on a natural wood stump. Let another rest on the floor. Add a third to a narrow shelf. This variation creates visual interest. It lifts the eye and makes your Japanese container garden feel layered and full, even in a small space. Color is not loud in this world. Let your palette be earthy. Moss green, charcoal gray, rusted brown, soft whites. Your pot plant ideas should feel like a painting made of silence. Bright blooms can have their place, but the tone should always feel natural, unforced. Light changes everything. Morning sun can warm leaves and deepen shadows. Evening light glows softly on terracotta. Observe when your pots catch the light and let that guide your placement. Japanese container gardening is as much about watching as it is about doing. Don't overcrowd. Negative space is vital. A single pot on a clean surface allows the eye to rest. Two pots, thoughtfully spaced, allow conversation. In small space gardening, emptiness is part of the design. Let your garden breathe Consider a cascading plant, trailing ivy or string of pearls. Brings movement to a container. Let it drape over the edge. Like a waterfall of green, in Japanese pot plant ideas, flow is crucial. The way a leaf curves, the way a vine reaches. These are gestures of life. Moss is a gift to the patient. It grows slowly, quietly, and rewards you with softness. Tuck bits between stones. Let it wrap around your container base. In Japanese tradition, moss is a sign of age, grace, and acceptance. A Japanese container garden with moss feels ancient, even when new. Prune with mindfulness. Every cut is a conversation. Japanese gardeners see pruning not as control, but as shaping. Potential. Trim a leaf here, shorten a branch there. Let your plant breathe. The beauty of pot plant ideas is in their refinement over time. Add a lantern if space allows. Even a miniature stone lantern adds quiet symbolism. It becomes a beacon, not of brightness, but of presence in a Japanese container garden. Such objects are not decorative, they are spiritual markers along your visual path. Embrace the seasons. Let your pots change with time. A bare branch in winter, a budding flower in spring, falling leaves in autumn. Japanese gardening teaches us that impermanence is beautiful Let your small space gardening reflect nature's rhythm. Use bamboo as a backdrop, a single stalk, or a thin screen of bamboo poles adds vertical elegance. It frames your containers without overwhelming them. It rustles softly in wind, a reminder that sound can be part of your Japanese container garden, too. Create a corner of contrast. Pair a rough stone pot with a delicate plant. Let textures play together. Smooth leaves beside weathered ceramic, feathery grasses against bamboo. Japanese container gardens rely on these subtle oppositions to create harmony and interest. Think in layers, not volume. A tall pot with a slender pine, a medium one with soft sedge, and a flat basin with moss. Place them close, but not touching. This approach to small space gardening creates depth, like looking into a miniature forest. Consider scent. Fragrance is a quiet joy. A pot of sweet osmanthus or a tiny jasmine vine perfumes the air without dominating it. In Japanese garden tradition, scent is the breath of nature, subtle, fleeting, unforgettable. Try a broken pot, a cracked ceramic vessel, can cradle moss, or pebbles. In Japanese aesthetics, this is called kintsugi. Finding beauty in imperfection. A Japanese container garden honors the story of each object, even the ones that have fractured. Let shadows be part of your design. Watch how your pots cast silhouettes on the wall or floor as the sun moves. So do these living patterns in Japanese pot plant ideas. What is not planted, what is only seen in light and dark, matters just as much. Use vertical space. Hang a small pot from a wooden beam. Let a vine trail downward. In small space gardening, walls and ceilings become part of the landscape. A hanging container turns air into soil, sky into garden. Water your garden slowly. Let it be a ritual, not a task. Pour from a bamboo ladle. Feel the coolness. Watch droplets gather on leaves. In Japanese container gardening, watering is a meditation, each movement a quiet offering. Invite time into the scene. Let patina form on your pots. Let leaves fall naturally around the base. Don't clean too much. A Japanese container garden gains beauty through weather, wear, and the passing of seasons. Include a stepping stone near your pots. Even if you don't step on it, it suggests a path, a journey. Japanese design is full of implied movement. A single stone implies the next. A path through your small space gardening becomes a poem in motion. Place a pot in an unexpected spot on a windowsill that catches moonlight, beneath a low bench, tucked behind a rain barrel. The joy of pot plant ideas lies in discovery, moments that surprise and quiet the heart. Design in odd numbers. 1 pot feels sacred. 3 feels complete. 5 introduces rhythm. Japanese aesthetics often favor asymmetrical groupings, creating balance through unevenness. Let your containers speak in odd-numbered conversation. Choose native plants if possible. A Japanese container garden is not about importing another country's plants, but embodying its spirit, even local herbs or grasses, if arranged with mindfulness, can echo the calm and grace of a Kyoto courtyard. Let rain shape your garden. Place pots where raindrops gather, where water pools briefly before soaking in. Watch how moisture darkens the clay and refreshes the leaves. Small space gardening becomes a dance between human care and natural rhythm. Include a dry element, a pot of sand, or crushed granite. Raked into patterns beside your green pots adds contrast and clarity. In Japanese garden tradition, dry landscapes are just as alive as those filled with blooms. Try a theme: moon garden, moss garden, or stone and sky. Choose containers and plants that evoke that theme. Pot plant ideas blossom with purpose when united by feeling. The theme becomes your quiet message. Listen as much as you look: the rustle of leaves, the hum of a bee, the tap of a watering can. Your Japanese container garden should delight all the senses, not just the eyes. Let sound, texture, and scent become part of your design. Invite wildlife. A small dish of water or a shallow bloom may attract birds or butterflies in Japanese gardening. The presence of life, no matter how brief, is a sign of harmony. Your small space gardening can host entire worlds in moments. Paint with light at night. Add a low solar lantern or hidden soft bulb. Let shadows stretch behind your pots. In the quiet of evening, your garden takes on a new character. A Japanese container garden glows like a dream under the moon. Let silence anchor your space. Don't fill every inch. Leave room for wind. Leave space between pots. Small space gardening becomes spiritual when it lets the unseen breathe. Make emptiness part of your design. Use reclaimed materials, an old brick as a stand, a salvaged basin as a pot in Japanese pot plant ideas. The history of each object adds texture to the whole. When objects have lived, they speak more softly and more deeply. Let your garden age with you. Over time, your Japanese container garden will shift. Leaves will grow fuller. Moss will deepen. Pots may stain with rain. These changes are not problems. They are proof of life. Gardening is not perfection, but participation. Create a resting moment. One pot, one bench. One stone underfoot. A place where you sit without purpose. Japanese design. Encourage stillness. This spot becomes the soul of your small space gardening, where being is more important than doing. Let your hand be visible, a brushstroke of soil. On a container, a slightly off-center plant. These touches show you were there, your care, your intention. In a Japanese container garden, human presence is never erased, only softened. Celebrate negative space, the area around your pots, the blank patio, the untouched soil, the empty table corner. Becomes part of the experience. Pot plant ideas thrive, not just in placement, but in pause. Let stillness speak. Add a scroll or simple artwork behind your containers. This vertical element draws the eye and adds cultural depth. In Japanese design, even text or image can frame your garden. Like a painting, the pot becomes the foreground. The art becomes the sky. Use mirrors with care. A well-placed mirror behind a pot can double the presence of green, create illusions of space, and reflect light into a dark corner. In small space gardening, reflection expands the room for beauty. Consider seasonal rotation. Let spring bulbs emerge in one container and summer herbs follow. Autumn grasses sway with wind while winter moss rests quietly. Your Japanese container garden becomes a living calendar of time and change. Let a vine wander. Give it a trellis, a branch, or the edge of another pot. A meandering plant brings curiosity into your garden. Where will it go next? Pot plant ideas that move. Keep the eye engaged and the spirit light. include a sense of mystery. Let part of a pot be hidden behind a screen. Let a shadow fall across a cluster. In Japanese design, the unseen is often more powerful than the obvious. Let your viewer wonder and return. Use broken ceramics or pebbles as mulch. Top your soil with small stones, shells, or tiles. These not only protect the plant, but add texture and tone. Japanese container gardening sees no detail as too small to matter. Choose silence over statement. Avoid writing or logos on pots. Keep the focus on form, on color, and plant life. In this world, branding fades, and nature speaks louder. Pot plant ideas should feel timeless, not trendy. Let your containers be low maintenance. Choose drought-tolerant plants or group pots with similar watering needs. Small space gardening is more joyful when it doesn't burden you. Ease and beauty can coexist. Create a rhythm in your layout, alternate heights and textures. Place wide pots beside narrow ones, full leaves beside bare stems. In Japanese container garden design, rhythm creates peace, a visual melody of growth and rest. Use a window ledge as a miniature balcony. Even the narrowest sill can hold a moss bowl or small ceramic planter. Urban dwellers can find serenity by extending their Japanese container garden into the vertical spaces of daily life. Try one color theme, all green, all white, all silver, and gray. Monochrome pot plant ideas quiet the eye and bring elegance to your garden. Less variety, more unity. Your containers become verses in the same poem. Let your garden greet you. Place your containers near your entryway, along a path, or beside your daily view. Japanese container gardening turns the ordinary into ceremony. The act of coming home becomes a moment of connection with nature. Include a symbolic object, a smooth river stone, a shell, a tiny bronze bell. These elements carry meaning and memory. In a Japanese container garden, every detail can become a talisman of peace or intention. Think like a painter. Step back and observe your arrangement. From different angles, adjust for balance, light, and feeling. In small space gardening, composition is everything. Your containers are brushstrokes in a living landscape. Care for your garden slowly. Trim a leaf, adjust a pot, sweep the gravel. These quiet rituals bring you closer to the world outside your thoughts. A Japanese container garden teaches presence, not to rush, not to perfect, but to be. Thank you for walking this path of beauty and balance. With us, your Japanese container garden can be as large as a patio or as small as a bowl, but it will always hold the vastness of nature. If this video brought you peace or inspiration, please like, subscribe, and continue your journey with us into the art of mindful gardening.